Welcome to Sunday Morning Quarterback with Jay Stockwell and Bob Frady.
Welcome to Sunday Morning Quarterback. I am Jay Stockwell, and I am happy Huskers. Yeah.
Okay, I guess we're done. Thank you.
And you are?
I'm Bob Frady.
I'm George Stockwell, and we have a special, not so special guest, but ChatGPT is going to be alongside.
Yeah,
Commander today.
ChatGPT is our fourth unnamed guest, making appearances left and right. So,
Phone this time, so this is good.
I have my phone.
And I watched the Matt Rhule presser, all 33 minutes of it this afternoon. And I have to say, this is a guy in command of his program. And I'm just really impressed with like the CEO-like nature of how he's handling everything. And he's like very confident because he's got the resources now. He's talking about Emmett potentially going to the pros. Boy, but wouldn't it be great to bring Emmett and TJ Lateef back for another season? We'll see.
Or we could lose them both.
Or we could lose them both. That's exactly right. And Rhule was really clear that everyone's getting called. Everyone. And
as we told you 3 weeks ago on this very podcast, back up the NIL truck for TJ Lateef.
Yes.
I think he stays. We got a good culture, and we've done pretty well the past couple of years in terms of keeping players. 2 years ago, we were the Power 4 team with the least amount of transfers. Last year, we had a fair amount of transfers. That's because our offensive coordinator left, but we had nobody leave on the offense other than people go to the pros because they're seniors. So I don't know. We'll see. I think that Dylan Raiola or Lateef could transfer, one of the two, but let's not worry about that right now.
Let's focus on our post-game analysis 3 days late for USC versus UCLA. George, why don't you give me your pros and cons of the game?
Look, I think we had the best first half of the year for sure. Easily. We scored on every single drive. I think I got to be honest, 7 points what made me really happy. I mean, Nico's a really good runner, but we still held the team to 7 points in the first half. It felt like the game was close the entire time. You know, it never felt like the game was sealed, even when it was 21-7. TJ Lateef played very well. He made consistent throws. He can really throw the ball well. He made the checkdowns when he needed to. Did he even get sacked? No, I don't even think he got sacked.
No sacks.
We've only had 2 sacks in the last 2 games, so 3 games.
He can really run the ball. We saw, I talked about it last week. First play of the game, read option, Lateef 10 yards, just made me so happy. It's like one of my favorite plays in college football is just the simple read option. It's really easy to do when you have a mobile quarterback like Lateef. Emmett Johnson, as we all expected to know, 234 all-purpose yards, I believe, 3 touchdowns, and he was just elite. He is a Heisman candidate, in my opinion. He's very good. There are some transfer portal rumors that we've heard for very first of it's really early, but Dylan Edwards, a Colorado running back, ran all over us 2 years ago when we had Jeff Sims at quarterback. Transferred to K-State. He got hurt, redshirted the rest of the year. One of his top schools is Nebraska, and I think if Emmett Johnson comes back, that would be much better, and he won't go to Nebraska. But if he doesn't, we could be having Dylan Edwards, who's an elite running back. So that's promising for the future, but I'm really happy with this game. The second half was a little more conservative, but that ending drive, we took up 6 or 7 minutes. And we just ran the clock down and ran the ball, and we could have easily scored. We didn't need to, but it was just great to watch. It was really fun.
Pound the rock, grind the clock.
Exactly.
Pretty much the game plan in the second half, which was lovely. Jay, what are you thinking? What are you
and your best friend think?
What are you and ChatGPT and Mrs. ChatGPT thinking?
It's
on my screen.
We called this. And remember, after the 9 sacks at Minnesota, we were calling for TJ Lateef on this program. And I think we were right about that. Dylan Raiola is immobile. But here's my take, is I want them both back because they're both great quarterbacks. And people are going to get hurt. And so this program will be better off if we keep both of them and Dylan works on being a more mobile quarterback, and he can. Dylan could drop 25 pounds. He's 230 pounds. If Dylan drops 25 pounds, I've gone through that myself right now.
Hey, you know how hard it is to lose 25 pounds there, Commander.
Exactly. But my point is this. I think we got two great quarterbacks. I think they respect the hell out of each other. Both are team leaders. Matt Rhule should do everything he can to bring them both back. And Rhule went out of his way in the presser today to single out Glenn Thomas as his quarterbacks coach. And Rhule's making the point. He's like, I want all my staff back. He's like, I have an elite staff. And I want them all back. And if you're a player that wants to play at he's like, we're going to go after the best players in the country, literally the best players. I've got the resources. There's nothing I need. So, and that's him right behind me making this speech right now. I mean, it was an impressive press conference. And he also made the point that, hey, we've got 4 weeks left in the season. It's not a 2-week bye and then 2 games. It's 4 weeks to get better. And then we're talking about probably a January 1st bowl game down in Florida, which is going to help recruiting down there as well. So, and you know what that means for us, Bob Frady?
Road trip, roadie.
Little golf and football.
You know, I always respect a man who thinks he has a good staff.
You might even bring Big Weird for us for the golf tournaments.
It is. I would digress with you about a couple of things. Not because I want to be negative, but because I think something happened in this game. I'm not going to worry about the portal. We'll worry about the portal come January when it's time. What I think happened in this game, something that we have been begging for 2 years, was a game plan that could win in the Big Ten. They just put in this week a wheel route. And what did they score a touchdown on? A wheel. We've been bugging for wheel routes for a year and a half. And then what did we say? Shallow crossers. What do they have a lot of? Shallow crossers. It was 39-13 was the final score of this game. 39 runs, 13 passes. That's a good mix, especially when you're winning. The one thing that would have made it the cherry on top, Jay Stockwell?
Tight end. The tight end.
Ding, 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 ding.
He did not touch the ball.
But what they did is they went heavy on a lot of their packages, and they had 2 and sometimes 3 tight ends in the game to block because they knew that they could push UCLA around, and they did. So hats off. I have to give credit where credit is due to the offensive staff, to Dana Holgorsen, for finally developing a Big Ten style offensive game plan. Now, I think that if you had had that same game plan with Dylan Raiola, we probably would have won 42-21. But that is just a winning game plan. And the one thing I wish they had done especially when they were up 21-7, is take a shot downfield. You know, you need to show it because the kid's got a hose. You know, and the only reason why he wasn't 15 for 15 was one pass was dropped, and then one pass was just a touch outside. So he good.
No, he should have been 15 for 15, and I think I agree with you, Uncle Bob, there. With the going deep in the end of the game, because the thing with Raiola, he's a great quarterback, but these long developing plays don't work with our offensive line when you have an immobile quarterback. He can run and get out of the pocket, and make a play. I think that the play action, the stuff that Dana Holgorsen wants to do, as he's known as an air raid coach, I think that it could have really worked out with Lateef. But hey, we played good clock management. One of the best clock management games we've had the past couple of years for sure.
Yeah.
I'm happy with the result.
The paranoia of the Nebraska fan came out, at the end, where everybody was like, how are we going to lose this game? But in watching the game, I didn't ever feel like they were going to lose it. It's
No.
UCLA is getting a little close, but then they just ate up the clock. They could have scored another field goal or touchdown if they needed to. They just taking knees for 2 minutes in. Victory formation's lovely. So it's a very satisfying win. Very satisfying win. And good game plan. One more piece, baby. Just one more piece. You give me a little 5-yard in cut to a tight end. Oh, then
That'd
we'll
be
be.
cherry on top.
But this is what we've been calling for 2 years. And
7-3 is amazing when you if 7-3 is great. It doesn't matter. Like the losses already happened. 7-3 is great. We have I think that even though we have 2 tough games ahead of us, we have the chance to go 9-3. And I think that Nebraska fans need to be very optimistic.
Yep.
We go 7-5 or 8-4 or 9-3. I think any of those 3 would be solid with a quarterback that's hurt. So
I think having an extra week to prepare, would allow them to install some other things that they might not have been able to install in a week.
Mhm.
So I have to say, you can get that win is a win thing, but I thought that this was a really good performance. Got pressure on the quarterback, mixed up their blitzes, and did a really great job of controlling the game.
And hey, I'm not going to go too far into the future, but if we can go into Happy Valley, it doesn't matter if this Penn State team isn't. They're still a solid team. They almost beat the number 2 team in the country. If we can go in there and win in Happy Valley, that would give me so much confidence that we could beat Iowa. So I'm really looking forward to the next few weeks. Big bye week for Nebraska too. It's pretty clutch in my opinion. So
I kind of look at it like we're in the bonus round right now. If they win 1 or 2 games, fantastic. They went through a lot, and 7-5 outside is not great, but still better than 5-7. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Commander, you're studying. You look like you're having a relationship with ChatGPT over there. What's going on?
Well, Matt Rhule went to great lengths today to just highlight some of Emmett Johnson's achievements because he doesn't believe that he's getting the national attention that he should.
Oh, he's not. He's criminally overlooked. It's like when you have Heisman discussions and Emmett Johnson isn't in it, I'm like, what game are you watching? It's like, you watch this kid.
So it literally took him 2 pages in the presser to go through them all, but just some of the highlights. 1,431 yards from scrimmage, 1,131, 203 carries, 5.6 yards per carry. The first Nebraska player in history to record 100-plus rushing yards and 100 receiving yards in the same game. 129 rushing, 103 versus UCLA. First Nebraska player in history.
First ever?
First ever.
Really? Wow.
Became only one of 3 Division I players this season as of this date with at least 10 rushing TDs and 3 receiving TDs. Became the first Husker to post 3 consecutive 100 rushing games in Big Ten play since 2017. There's more here.
It says a lot about him,
Yeah, Big Ten Offensive Player of the Week. Notable experiences at Maryland, Northwestern, UCLA. This one's good. He's driving the offense at a high level, accounting for 37.1 of his team's total yards this season, the highest share for a non-quarterback in FBS at this time of reporting. Literally, think about that.
They had interviewed him after the game. He was like, looked like he was ready to play another half of football.
RJ Young today came out with his Big Ten player, like his all Big Ten team, which includes 2 running backs. It didn't have Emmett Johnson in there, and it really just made me mad. He had Justice Hayes, who I think is probably one of the best.
You can make a case for that.
Yeah, and then there's one other running back, but it's just like, where in the hell is Emmett Johnson? He's got some of the best stats in college football, and he's ran all over every single team he's played.
And he's carried the ball 84 times in 3 games. And the question was, how is he so durable? And Rhule's whole point was the guy doesn't get hit because he's so shifty. He avoids getting hit, and he just bounces right back up. So it's a real, and he's like openly talked about the fact that he's got a big decision ahead of him because there's so many pro scouts kind of swirling.
Yep.
What year is he? He's
junior.
He's a junior.
So, yep.
Redshirt senior next year.
Listen, when you're a kid and you've got big decisions like that, NIL makes it easier to stay, but it also makes it easier to go because you're not as desperate for money as you would have been.
He's gonna be a second-round pick, third-round pick.
Let's back up the truck because he'll be a preseason All-American, preseason Heisman. My guess is he's going to end up being on the Heisman stage because there's look, we played some good defenses. There's nobody that can stop the guy, and
Well, we'll find out in the next couple of weeks. Two good defenses, or strong defenses, and we'll see. But it's a joy to watch him play. You know,
It's awesome.
and with the combination of he and Lateef, but again, this is my prediction. We need both Lateef and Raiola because it's a long season. Guys get hurt, and I think Raiola is going to come back stronger than ever.
Yeah,
I want to see Jalen Grandstad. Is that his name?
No, I do not want to see him. I want to see him.
He was a baller at NIAI.
Yeah,
and I however you say that, but yeah, he was a baller.
I want to see him in the warm-ups only.
Future coach, but
yeah, exactly. He's a locker room guy. You know, everyone loves him. So
we've
got such good culture in Nebraska.
The thing I worry about with TJ Lateef is it's the Big Ten. It's big boys, like 10% bigger than the average football player, and he's not. So you know, he's fast, he's shifty, but we all saw what happened with Jackson Dart yesterday. He got clobbered. And it's like these kids get clobbered, and it's hard to think about what would happen if they had to go down to the next level. And
oh man, that would be the only thing that could really screw up the next month.
Yeah.
So let's go around the league. I mean,
what a week in the Big Ten. Yeah. After you know, really not much drama. There was tons of drama, starting with number 2 Indiana, who pulled a rabbit out of a hat and ended up beating Penn State. I was watching that game, and there was a I think a linebacker for Penn State. He came in and he made a sack, and they just showed his face, and he was so
oh my God, I know exactly what you're talking about.
He was so hyped, and then the next play he did it again. I'm like, and that's how the crowd was, and Indiana managed to find a way to win. What an incredible
Kirk Cinetti is
victory.
a great coach. And that was, guys, unpopular opinion. I mean, I think you guys will agree with me, but that Gus Johnson call at the end was so good.
That was great.
He loses his voice and he starts it's kind of cringe to listen to, but at the same time, it's like elite. And he's really raspy. Sounds like he's been smoking cigarettes for 40 years.
It's kind of like this.
He's the greatest announcer of all time, though, in my opinion. That was an awesome call, and maybe the catch of the year. That was, I don't even know how he got a foot in.
It was crazy. The whole thing was just nuts.
That guy's momentum was going out of bounds, and
he probably jumped 3 or 4 feet in the air.
Yeah, he was getting pushed. I don't know how he got his foot back in. That was just amazing.
And then the other big game was Iowa. Oh my God, they look good.
Oregon.
I think Iowa is genuinely a top 15 team now in terms of they had a bad start to the year, but they are a very good team. They only lost to Indiana by 5. They lost to Iowa State by 2 or 3. And they lost to Oregon by 1. So we gotta be ready for that one.
Oregon brought their crappy Oregon weather with them to Iowa. The weather was terrible. 18 to 16 is a rock fight in the Big Ten.
Iowa shot themselves in the foot in the first quarter when the snapper maybe had the world's worst long snap in the history ever of Iowa football, and it should have been an Oregon touchdown, but the Iowa kicker kicked it out of bounds for the safety.
Yeah,
it was a great play. Great play by that.
Good heads up play.
That's Punter University right there, baby. Punter University.
So hats off to Oregon for pulling it out, and man, it was just the crowd was pumped in Iowa. People were going nuts, and is a great ending to a great game. And then the other weather that came in from the terrible weather states in the West Coast was Washington and Wisconsin. And here comes Wisconsin pulling out the victory. What in the world? It's like, what happened?
Yeah, that was weird. Their punter was their leading passer, which is the craziest statistic you've ever heard. They passed the ball like 5 times the entire game. They just ran the ball.
I hear the crowds are a little fickle out there in Wisconsin, but it's like good for them. you
Wins
know,
a win.
now that they're second place on the beer drinking list in the Big Ten, that's okay. Yeah, they did. They ran the ball 47 times and passed it 18. That's a Nebraska score. Like if Nebraska and Iowa run those offenses in the last week, it's going to be like 3-2. You know, with a kick save in a beauty at the end of the game to win. So
A 1 point return on like a 2-point conversion or something is the most Iowa Nebraska football.
yeah, just
ending
something
ever.
weird. But it was a great weekend of football in the Big Ten. We do have to talk about one other game, which we shall call the car crash of the week.
Oh,
It
boy.
was Navy against Notre Dame.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Did you guys see
Jay-
the Jeremiah Love run? But it was
Jay
He-
Stockwell is a
he-
Navy veteran. My dad was a Navy veteran. We were going in with high hopes, and those hopes were dashed early and often.
yeah, they got killed. Yeah.
Well, but I thought there was one crazy Jeremiah Love, I think, is the one running back that is better than Emmett Johnson, the Notre Dame running back.
Yeah, Rhule called them out too.
He gets tackled, and he has a Navy guy on top of him, but he has a guy below him, so he's technically not down. He gets up and runs for 50 yards. It was the play of the year. That's like a Heisman moment right there. It was so nuts. Navy had a good first half, and then the wheels fell off the train. So
The wheels on the bus did not go round and round. They went to
Similar-
Wisconsin
similar to the
and
last
Washington.
similar to the last 4 minutes of the podcast for Commander there. The wheels fell off. It was really
Were they? You know what? Maybe Navy was reading ChatGPT play instructions, and then Notre Dame just kept going up and down the field.
Yeah. Do you ever use ChatGPT during the game to search up the play-by-play? Like you just you don't watch the game. You kind of just have like the game with ChatGPT like generating for you right there. You ever have
No,
that?
but sometimes I use it to determine what's the best place to get a haircut.
That
What
is such a bad joke. It's a terrible joke. Someone get crickets going. Well, I can hear the crickets on my window right now. It's so bad.
I'm
You're laughing.
awake and snoring. That's how boring that joke was. It's like I was awake and snoring at the same time.
Terrible joke.
You know what? Let's repeat it one more time. You know what, George? In our house, we have free coupons for haircuts.
Dad, did you glue like a black piece of paper to your hair? Is that what you did there? Was that you had? Just like a black laminated piece of paper. And
It is. That hair does look laminated. Is that a 3D printed hairline? Because I need one. I need one. I got there first. I beat you to the punchline on your own joke. I knew exactly where you were going. I just cut you. I cut off the route and got the pick. Well, now
guys, we haven't been talking about football for the last 5 minutes. I think it's time to send it off. What do you guys think?
I think that George, as the one who predicted a loss in this game, 2 of us picked correctly. 1 did not.
Look, I'm just saying every time I pick a loss, we win, and it's been 2 times I've picked a loss and we've won. So,
You have to send us out.
Hey, should we do something in the bye week? Should we call Tim Miles? Should we call Adam Carricker? Should we?
No.
you haven't had a guest on in a long time.
We're taking the week off. I'm tired.
We'll have a little
Yeah,
break.
let's get our good sleep and be ready for Penn State.
So apparently we were very well served during that game. I remember most of the pieces, the start, none of the second half. I had to watch it again the next day. I'm like, oh yeah, that's how we won that game.
Bob was dismissed at halftime.
You know what I did? I tapped myself out. I'm like, time for me to go. And that's a sign of maturity when you can tap yourself out.
You know what? Let me just put this out there. I've never been to a Penn State game.
Okay, go ahead. Have fun. You give me that red.
Let's go. Let's go to Happy Valley. Let's go to Happy Valley.
George needs a school visit. George,
seriously.
I have zero desire to return to the state of Pennsylvania.
Dude. I'm telling you, let's make the trip Saturday. I would love to do that. That would be awesome.
You have a blast. I will be in San Diego on Saturday. So if you want to make a visit to San Diego State, I'll walk you around. But otherwise, no, I won't be there.
Look, I mean, the game will be fun, but and then it's like, yeah, you're in Pennsylvania, so it's basically similar to being in hell. So it's kind of like, guys, let's be honest. I mean, you got nothing around you, so Sorry, don't
Ooh.
Penn State admissions office. Please don't watch this episode.
Yeah.
You're a kid, talking about Pennsylvania in your history is Nebraska, buddy. So let's
Yeah.
speak-
Guys,
let's-
whoa, you just dissed your own state there, and you dissed all of our fans. Whoa.
Yeah.
Kim,
Yeah.
did Kim Jong-un just join the podcast here? What's going on here?
Yeah, laminate head. You should put your glasses back on and make your eyes look bigger. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
trying to fix
Hello,
the
OG Stockwell. Can you see? Oh, look, I can see you now.
This is let's put the title on this: roasting Jay Stockwell for 28
Yes, did Jason
laminate head.
Let-
Okay, laminate head.
laminate head,
Your hat off. Let's see your head, Bob Pretty. Let's get
bald
let's get
head? Yeah, baby. Yeah. You know what? All I can say. All
All
I
right,
can say.
let's just
let me-
call
I'll
it
t-
quits
I'll
and
t-
say we all have terrible hair. Let's
I'll
just
tell
say
you
that.
what.
How about-
You'd be lucky to have this face and this hairline. Let me tell you what.
You
George
mean I would
Stockwell,
say-
if you live to be this age and look this good, give yourself a high five.
well, the nice thing about it is it's like
no luck being lucky. But yeah, you're right. I'm good.
it's a mirror on your head. You know what I mean? So it's kind of nice.
You know what it is?
for-
It's a solar panel. Keeps me charged up.
All right, let's take this out. George, you lead us out this time.
I lead us out. No, I don't know, man. You got the
You
voice.
got accepted to Nebraska, man. Come
All right.
on.
You
I'll give us some-
you predicted the loss. This is your
You guys
punishment.
ready? You guys ready? I don't need the breathing exercises, but
Oh, let's see about that.
Go Big Red!